Chaos Druids are sought after by people due to the common herb drops and relatively low combat level. The herbs can be hard to come by if you don't have the farming level or you don't have the seeds to farm, and the low combat makes them super easy to kill, which means they have been a preferred method to farm herbs in the early game for a very long time. With the value of herbs and how easy these druids are to kill, however, it also means they have been a nice way of making GP, and today I am exploring exactly that. One of you left in the comments of one of my videos that you used to kill chaos druids for unidentified herbs and then sell them for GP back in the day, and while they don't drop unidentified herbs anymore, they still do drop herbs, and honestly I wanna see if these are still good today. With only a combat level of 13 and equipped with 28 points, these are actually surprisingly easy to kill. As such, I decided that I wouldn't need overkill gear and went with my noob melee setup. Yes, this is the same setup I used for Dark Wizards. I also decided to take a Bone Crusher for extra prior XP, even if not that much, and to honestly just keep the ground clean somewhat, since the bones aren't worth that much and them not being on the ground is kind of a nice thing. And honestly, if I were to pick them up, I would just have to make way more runs to the bank, which honestly I just don't want to. On top of that, however, you might be seeing some sack in my inventory. This is the herb sack. The herb sack can store up to 30 grimy herbs of each type. These will allow us to stay for way longer without needing to bank, which means the location I chose wasn't all that important, so I went with the annual agility dungeon. To get myself there, I have house tabs to use the portal nexus and the crafting cape to bank when necessary. I made my way to the place only to realize there was someone there already. So I upped the worlds, and there was someone there already again. So I went to the 2200th total world, and it was free. Yeah, it turns out that even if it's not a good money maker anymore, the place is still popular apparently. But if it is a good money maker or not, well, that's what we're here to test, because killing this is what I'm about to do for the next hour. With the hour almost done, something I need to bring to your attention is that, contrary to every other moneymaker I did, I actually did not pick up everything from these guys. They drop an assortment of loot, including vials of water and bronze swords, for example. If something isn't that valuable or stackable in my inventory, and is somewhat of a common drop, I just took the decision to honestly not pick it up, otherwise it would have made the entire thing super annoying. And with the hour done, and I can tell you that I actually ended up killing a total of 650 chaos druids. Yep, that's a lot of druids, more than wizards actually. When we actually price check the entire thing, it comes out to a nice 512,343 GP. However, after selling everything in the G, with, G tax and everything, we were actually left with 500,941 GP, a clean stack of 500k. But if you factor in the cost of teleports, which honestly we only use 2 anyway, we actually ended up with 499,977 GP, so no longer the clean stack. Since we actually only teleported twice, we actually didn't really spend that much GP on them, thankfully. We spent 900 GP. If you are wondering, however, the bones would have given us an extra of 18,200 GP. Sort of. As I mentioned with Dark Wizards, I would actually need to use way more teleports, so the profit would actually be cut much shorter than that. But wait, we still need to factor in the XP. In total, we got 48,100 attack XP. Or did we? Unfortunately, I fucked up and only actually started recording the XP like 5 minutes in, so in reality it's not the XP worth of an hour, it's the XP worth of 55 minutes, because there's actually 5 minutes worth of XP that are just missing from these numbers, so they're a little bit skewed, but still I tried my best. 48,100 attack XP. For hit points I got 16,000 XP, and we also got an extra 2,700 prayer XP from the Bone Crusher. Again, not massively, but it's something, I guess. Oh, we also actually got 42 agility XP because I did bank twice and use the ledge obstacle twice. 42. Honestly, pretty good. Sure, I am obviously max combat, meaning most players were really not getting this much, but it's a very decent amount. This is actually the highest GP per hour we got doing one of this. Okay, sure, we actually got higher doing the Tanning Hides and Sinister Chest, but those can't actually be done perpetually, so yeah, this Moneymaker you can actually just do it repeat after hour, after hour, after hour, as much as you want, there's no restrictions, nothing. On top of the decent amount of GP that we actually got, I also didn't even need that much of an investment outside of the combat gear I already owned anyway, which sure is worth like 4 mil, so yeah, but still, you know, if you have like a setup that is 200k instead, you only need 200k. So yeah, all of that honestly comes with the cherry on top of very respectable XP per hour in combat. So we're talking about 500k profit per hour, pretty much like 50k combat XP per hour plus hit points, and on top of that we don't really need that big of an investment into it. Well, does this Moneymaker still hold up? Abso-fucking-lutely, you know, it might not be the best thing anymore out there, but it's still a very respectable way of making money. It does highly depend on the price of herbs, especially the Renars, but overall, I'm honestly very impressed. I think this is the best Moneymaker I actually tried on this series, no strings attached. Which, speaking of, if you have a Moneymaker you used to do way back in the day or knew of someone doing it, leave it in the comments and I'll try it out. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like the video, and I'll see you in the next one.